Hey guys, Chelsea from Attention to Details, and I have my friend's Ford F-150 in today for full detail. We're going to do interior, exterior, engine bay. Going to get this baby looking good for him. But he has a little bit of a problem. The reason he specifically brought it to me is his new dog peed all over the back seat. So he put down some baking soda, tried to absorb some of it, get rid of the odor. He's tried a couple different cleaners. Nothing has worked. It's to a point now where he has to drive with the windows down. So let me kind of show you the work area that we're going to work in, conditions of the inside, and let me show you the product that we're going to be trying out today and see what kind of results we can get. So let's take a look at what's going on the inside. All right, so here's the primary area where the customer said the dog peed. You can see we still have some staining. I feel like you can see some yellowing. It may be hard to pick up on camera. You can also see he put some baking soda and vinegar down to try to absorb as much of the liquid as possible. So that's what we have. A lot of this white chalky residue is baking soda residue. So first and foremost, we're going to vacuum with our rigid wet dry vac. We're going to use a white drill brush to try to lift as much of the pet hair, loose soiling, dry soiling out of the carpet as possible. From there, we're going to bring in my extractor. I use an Aqua Pro Vac. It's about a $500 extractor, so it isn't expensive. You can use a residential shampooer as well. But what I want to do is first, I'm going to use a retail product, Superior Products Zap It. It's a citrus-based carpet extractor solution, low foaming, really great for removing the staining that's going on. But it's not going to necessarily attack the odor-causing bacteria. So that's where we're going to try out this product right here. This was the #1 rated product on Amazon for pet urine odor eliminator. And let me just kind of summarize the instructions on the back. Since the customer already tried a couple different scenarios, and I know what's not going to work, we're going to go after this as a deep odor problem. And essentially, to summarize it, you're going to completely saturate the area where the staining, the odor is caused. You're going to let that sit for an hour or even longer. And then from there, you're going to put a towel, a heavy object on top, try to remove as much wicking or any residue that lifts to the surface. And then if you have to, repeat, but hopefully between the vacuuming, removing dry soiling, extraction with a citrus-based cleaner, that will remove, and then following up with this, and we're going to completely saturate this entire area. I might even just use the entire bottle. I'm not quite sure. I've read some reviews where some people said they had to use almost the entire bottle for the area. So let's see how much we have to use. And I can tell you, I'm not putting my nose up to the actual spot because I have a very sensitive gag reflex. But I can tell you, just when I put my nose in here, you can smell the urine smell. The customer said he's actually had to drive with his windows down because it's so severe. So let's see what kind of improvement we can get. I know that from when I did a little sniffy sniff on this, it is a natural bioenzymatic formula, and I'm very familiar with using like essential oils. You can smell kind of that essential oil smell to it, almost like a little bit of the woodsy cedar with a little bit of like a citrus undertone within it. So it's a pleasant smell. It's not like a strong, harsh APC smell where you're coughing. When I put my nose up to it, it was very pleasant, not overwhelming. It was a pleasant smell. So let's get the prep work done. I'll put you into time lapse because I feel like the prep work is just as important as the solution itself. And you may be saying, well, the Zap It might have done it. Well, you still have to go after the stains. And this is a stain and odor eliminator, but this more focuses on blotting techniques, and I need to do more extraction just because of the amount of soiling and the baking soda. So that's simply why I'm going that route. I'm not just going to rinse with hot water alone. That's not going to be sufficient. I need something to agitate, foam, lift that soiling to the surface. And because I don't want to waste such an expensive product, we're going to use a cheaper one to go after the staining and baking soda, and then from there we'll have the enzyme eaters go after the odor causing bacteria. So that was a long intro explaining what we're going to do, but let's get into it. Alright, so this is after our vacuuming using the lily brush, the drill brush. I even brought out my shark vacuum just to give me even more agitation. There was a lot of baking soda in the carpets that when I agitated it, it was almost making it really difficult to withstand the smell just because of my gag reflex. So I kept going in and out just to kind of get some fresh air. Probably should have had a mask on, but I have glasses and it makes it really hard for me to see. So you can see here we've got a great improvement just in the aesthetic of our carpet. We still have the odor though, so we're gonna go ahead. We still have some staining here, and there's just light soiling all throughout. You can see the baking soda is just really embedded in the carpet. So we're gonna go ahead, do our extraction with the AquaProvac. Like I said, you don't have to have a professional extractor. If you even have just a residential Bissell, even if you have one of the ones that you use for area rugs that has a hose, you can use that. Heck, you can even use a hose and a wet dry vac and do this method. I have a couple videos that I've done previously that kind of show various different ways, techniques of doing carpets. So you don't need to have an expensive extractor to deep clean your carpets, but it's definitely going to speed up the process and give you a better, finished look. It's going to dry faster, things like that. So let's go ahead and extract our carpets so that way we can get our enzyme cleaner onto the urine area. Alright, so here's our finished look after extraction, and it really turned out great, but it was a lot different scenario than I anticipated as soon as I hit it with my extractor. I don't know whatever solution it is that the customer tried to clean beforehand, but it was a very high foaming carpet cleaner, and I was pretty much chasing the entire time residue versus the urine. There definitely was a lot of soiling I was picking up, especially in these areas where, people get in and out. I was picking up yellow over here, but it was just mostly just residue. I actually had to empty my dirty reservoir tank about 5 or 6 times and only refill my water once. So that tells you, and I mean, my carpets are, you can tell they're just a little bit damp, and actually that's because I've already gone ahead and sprayed, and I'm gonna hit it again for a second time, just so that way whatever it is that I just applied a few minutes ago, it may have air dried a little bit because I have the doors open, but we're gonna hit it again, especially this area. And I'll tell you, as far as the odor, it's a very masculine smell. I mean, it's not like something that females aren't gonna like, but the customer is a male, and I think he'll actually enjoy the odor. As the doors are open, it definitely airs it out and it dissipates. But when I was done extracting, I did the little sniffy sniff. I was a little bold just to see, did the extraction get it, and all I smelled was a very light citrus smell from the Zappit, so that's good. But in case that dries, and as the any sort of residue or soiling wicks to the surface, that's where this is going to combat any sort of urine that may still be in the carpet or the backing. So unfortunately, ideally, if you have it really bad, in some scenarios you need to take the carpets out. You need to take them out, pressure wash it. We don't want to necessarily go that route. That's not the type of detailer that I am, and a majority of you're not going to take everything out and completely pressure wash it. You're going to want to try to clean this with everything staying within the vehicle. So obviously your prep is key. Get as much of the loose dirt and things like that up. Extraction, and again, just a little bit of tip, If you're going to be using a carpet extraction solution, use a low foaming solution like Superior Product Zap It, just because you can see from the video of me extracting, if you have a high foaming, solution, you're going to end up leaving a lot more residue behind on the carpet, and then that's going to become like a glue for future soiling. It's going to accelerate soiling for your carpet the next time around, because it's really hard to get all that residue up. I tried to do as much as I could to get all that residue, but and then I followed up with the microfiber to kind of get a remainder of that solution that was on there. And you can see carpets look fantastic, but in case we still have any of that urine that is going to wick to the surface, that's where you have a solution like this that's going to combat it. The enzyme eaters are going to town right now. I can just, in my mind, going sorry, I'm a little bit of a dork, but just going after that odor causing bacteria. And I'll tell you, it's a really great, pleasant smell. I would say it's like a combination of a little bit of mint, a little bit of a woodsy smell, maybe a very small hint of like a citrus, nothing really like fruity, nothing really flowery. It's just a nice clean smell. It's not a strong APC where it's gonna like take your breath away. And I know a lot of times smell is super important, especially that's why the customer brought it here, because it smelled so bad. You don't want to have whatever it is that you're cleaning it with be just replacing it with one bad odor to the next. So really pleasant smell. As it dries, it dissipates. So all right, here's our finished look. You can see we've got clean, consistent carpets. Smell has dissipated largely. There's still just a little bit of a reminiscent of the cleaner, but it's not overpowering. It's just very faint. I'm gonna do the little sniffy sniff. Hang on. No urine odor. Fantastic. It just smells like, that light, all natural cleaner smell, and it's just very faint but refreshing. And I think we're gonna have some good end results here. So I'll definitely be following up with the customer just to see, once it is all completely dried, if we've been able to remedy it. But for the most part, there you have it. It was a little bit more of an involved process because of the solution that the customer must have used in the foam, but all in all, really great results. So there you have it. Not every situation is going to be the same, but if you have a pet that has been a very bad boy and done something in your vehicle or even in your house that that you're looking for a solution to remove the odor, obviously vacuum, extract, and then from there you want to use a solution. So thanks guys. I'll put the link for all the products down below. If you have any questions, let me know, but we will see you in the next video.